It's Uncle Iroh. He's literally the most underrated motivational speaker of all time. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Just Us Here Being Real. Excusez-moi, I have to. She really wants to see the camera. Is this needed? This is just taking space. Are you matter? Because shifts. Okay, so we are back. So this happens to be a Sunday. So happy Sunday to my Christians out there. Happy Sunday. I hope you had fun in church today. Now over to the business of the day, the reason why this channel exists. And I happen to have a very interesting topic to share with you guys today. Okay. So it's not really a question, it's just rather a statement that people make. Yeah, people actually make the statement. And I just want to clear the air. Yeah, I just want to clear the air. Okay, so what's the statement? It's something that's going to be a bit conversant. Yeah, you're going to be very conversant with it. The talk that motivational speakers are scammers. Bro, is it real or fake? So I'm going to give you time to decide whether it's real or fake. That means real or fake. So while you deliberate on that, I'm going to make something very clear as quickly as possible, which is you might not like it. The fault is not from the motivational speakers. I say that with all sincerity of heart. It's not the fault of the motivational speakers. It is you and I's fault, the people that want to be motivated. The problem is that we are living in a dispensation where everyone wants something quick. Yeah, and we don't want to pay attention to other informations. We're just set on getting tips that will help us, and if those tips do not help us, boom, we put the blame on the motivational speakers. The speakers can lie, they can this. I mean, how can someone tell you that you use just a block to build a mansion? If you look at it very well, he's actually saying the truth. So when someone tells you, I used 1,000 naira or I used $1 and now I have over 100 billion US dollars and stuff. You say, wow. Nigerians will say, you dey whine me, but I no go panic. The truth is that these persons are just doing their job. So you shouldn't ruin it for them. They're actually doing their job and they're doing the right thing. The problem is that you just set to get something, and if you don't get it at the end of the day, you just feel so agitated, you feel so mad, and you want to just cast blame on people. I mean, someone could just tell you now 5 tips to be successful, right? Now, those are the tips that person thinks that will make you successful. Probably other persons have tried it in time past and it worked. But one thing that we fail to understand, that what works for Mr. A might not work for Mr. B, might not even be an option for Mr. C. So what you just have to do is you just have to pay attention. Not all information, right, in every motivational speech is for you, right? So you have to just focus earnestly on what you really want to get at the end of the day. But there's one thing that almost everybody is lacking when it comes to paying attention. It's the fact that we all lack the ability to sit down and be intentional about what we want to do. That's the first thing. And the second thing is that before I proceed, I'm going to tell you a story. When I was in secondary school, right, so I usually take the public transport from my school to my house. So I was in the bus a certain time, and I saw a hawker, right? So it was hawking books, like all these motivational books. So when I saw it, I was like, okay, well, it's hawking. So there's a certain book that I saw, 5 ways to be successful. And I looked at the man selling this book, and I was like, wow, 5 ways to be successful, and your life is looking miserable. So before I could say anything out and stuff, someone in Nigeria, like in Nigeria, we use pidgin and stuff like that. So, and someone would say, see person where they sell a book. You know, if you read books, work on your life, I beg. So if you look at it very well, that hawker or that vendor at that time, He did not really understand what he had in his hand. He didn't see the relevance, the importance of what he had in his hand. So probably he just overlooked. He was just so set on making profit. He never knew that if he studied those books very well, probably he would have looked for different means, to devise as to make his business more productive. So that's the problem. Now, one thing I actually understood at that point is that both the hawker or the vendor and the passengers in the bus, we are all guilty of one thing, and that is we do not go for knowledge. We lack knowledge about so many things, right? So we do not want to calm down. As I said earlier, we do not want to be intentional to pay attention. We're just looking for a certain thing, and if we get it, we don't even want to even listen to the end of the video. Most of us are just intrigued by the presentation, by the sound, the whole aesthetics and stuff. Not that we really want to get something at the end of the day, right? So when we watch all those videos, or when we pay to hear these people speak, and at the end of the day we don't get anything, we begin to blame them motivational speakers as scam. They're not scam. It's you that don't want to sit down, and actually understand, right? So I'm just going to give us different tips, like tips that will help you, right? That will help you. So anytime you want to listen to a motivational speaker speak, then probably you'll be more productive than wasting your time. But before I proceed or we dive into the tips, I'm just going to say something that I actually wrote down, which is people do not sit down and think. People do not make use of their thinking capacity. People just like passing the blame to the other person. They forget that knowledge is power, and they fail to recognize it. Yeah, they forget that knowledge is power, right? Knowledge is literally everything. Knowledge is like getting a sense, right? Being equipped with understanding, being equipped with information that will help you in the future, right? So it's not just to pay attention and feel so sober when they're motivating you. Get up right now and do whatever you want to do, and God is by your side, and your mama's by your side. You can listen to 50,000 of those stuffs. At the end of the day, you still remain the way you are, because you're not even looking for knowledge. You're just looking for something to just make you be in that mood for a moment. And the moment you swipe up that video, you swipe up the mood up, which is very, very wrong. So back to the tips. Number one tip that I have here is, one, no one can motivate you 100%. Do not lie to yourself, right? Those of you that are blaming it on the motivational speakers, no one can motivate you 100%. The highest they can motivate you is 50%. The rest 50% is for you to put in the work, right? You have to put in the work by trying to effectively use those information which you've gotten productively. So no one can motivate you 100%. Number two, seek knowledge, not solution. I think I've talked about that. I've established that earlier. Seek knowledge, not solution. Don't always seek for tips that will help you. Tips are this, tips are this, tips are this. You have to seek the knowledge. As I said, knowledge is power. Information is key to success. So seek the knowledge. So try to get knowledge from what they're saying, not necessarily the solution to your problem. The next one is, everything is not for you. Learn how to sift things. Take out a sifter and sift things. Everything is not for you. As I said, not all motivations that comes your way is for you, right? Maybe in a whole motivational speaking section, it might just be like one thing that's for you. So you have to make sure that you sift things. You don't just take everything. Process things before you apply them. The next one is that you have to work. I know everybody hates this part. It's not just to go and motivate yourself or to look at the motivation of thousands of people or to pay for TEDx sections. At the end of the day, you don't get anything. You have to work. It's very important that you work. Now, you working does not mean that you have to be perfect at that point. Everything is training. That is what people fail to understand. Everything in this life is about training, right? So if you wanted to be, or rather, if you want to be a speaker and now you kind of speak like me, it's fine. We are getting there. It's training. You train, you go through different trials, that you go through literally different tough journeys, but just be rest assured that you are going to make it, right? So I hope that I'm able to convince you and not to confuse you that when you are listening to motivational speakers speak, or you're invited to any motivational sections, you have to pay attention to these 4 keys which I talked about, and I'm going to do a recap. Number 1, no one can motivate you 100%. Bear that in mind. Number 2, seek knowledge and not solution. Number 3, learn how to sift information. And number 4, you have to work. So pay attention to these details the next time you decide to watch a motivational video. And if it doesn't go as well as you want it to and stuff, do not blame the speaker. The person has done his part by passing out information. The ball is in your court and you decide what to use your information for. So, to all my upcoming motivational speakers, I appreciate you all. You guys are doing a good job and we are getting there. Thank you. So, thank you so much for sticking around, and I hope that you got something at the end of the day. I told you talking is not the end of everything, right? The sole end of communication is information being passed, being received, right? So I hope you received this information, and please don't go about blaming motivational speakers. So I think you should lay that statement aside. They go whine you, but no panic. They know they whine you, so there's no need to panic. And remember, in the words of Uncle Iroh, when you believe in yourself, then you will find yourself. Then you will become yourself. I added that. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.